So let's dive in a little deeper to interfaces. Cisco wireless interfaces configurations allow the association of a VLAN name to a VLAN ID, which is mapped to a physical port and wireless LAN. We talked about that. I showed you that in the last one. Each interface must be assigned to a port for distribution in an enterprise. So if I have interface 1 associated with wireless LAN lab 1, that has to be mapped for a port for distribution. We can assign multiple ports to an interface. So an interface could use port 1 and 2. Or we can have multiple wireless LANs to a single interface. So wireless LAN lab 1 and wireless LAN lab 2 can all be assigned to the same interface if I wanted to. So we have that ability. The VLAN ID will represent either untagged, that's 0, or a tagged traffic, that's 1 through 4095. And we can assign multiple interfaces to a port, like we said. The various interfaces include the following, which is static, management, service port or virtual, and the last is dynamic, which is user defined. So let's take a moment here to look. We were at wireless LANs. I'm going to jump to the controller itself, and let's take a look at those interfaces we talked about. Here you can see we have the management and the virtual interface. We can see that VLAN traffic is untagged, and we have nothing assigned to this 192.0.2.1, that virtual one we have available. We have interface groups, so multiple interface groups can be added. So interface group, we can add them together and put them in one large group connected to a port. Here we can see the ports. If I jump down here, you can see port 1, port 2, port 3. We can see the physical status of those ports. We can see if they're enabled or not. Right now, you can see we have 3 enabled, right? We have power over Ethernet, not applicable, and disabled on the 2 that are applicable. So we can see all the information of those specific ports. This is the interfaces where we can set up our different modes. If I scroll over a little bit, I can even set up a new interface if I want with a valid what? VLAN ID, interface associated with VLAN ID. We can see 0 here. We can go up to 4095 as we saw. So lots of different information, lots of different options available to us in our environment.